could definitely look to come out right now and actually start to get some creep kills. But he just wants to play really safe and at least get those levels. I mean, again, Wretched Hag definitely, if she can at least get those levels, definitely very, very powerful. And getting ahead of the game, that's obviously ideal. Although she won't really have any farm, of course. Madman, though, at the top lane. This is what's working out great here for R4H. They got Madman getting absolutely free farm. He's at an 11-4 creep score currently. Being assisted by Plague-Rider, of course. Although that hasn't even really been necessary for the majority of this game. Valkyrie has been spending she was spending a good chunk of time focusing on the middle lane. Wretched Hag is still chilling in the jungle. That's just funny to see. I mean, it's perfect too because he is staying right next to the creep wave. It's working out so well for him. And he actually is getting a great amount of experience out of it. In fact, he has the most experience on the Hellborn team because of being solo, of course. Plague-Rider running into Valkyrie in the jungle right here, and she does not have Leap, of course. Getting Arrow with their first ability and still being level 1, dropping all the way to half life. So great pressure by Plague-Rider right there. And again, Madman going to absolutely get free farm. So great news for this Legion team, or Hellborn team, excuse me. At the bottom lane, though, of course, Magic's on Forsaken Archer. He's getting a vice versa. He's actually getting a more powerful farm with him being pretty much solo, as Wretched Hag has absolutely done nothing in terms of trying to make something happen. She finally comes out right here, though. After about a couple of minutes of noticing that neither Andromeda or Glacius were in the lane, she kind of figures maybe it's a little bit safe now. But right as she comes out, Andromeda now heading towards the bottom lane, ready to land a Comet Stone right here. Gonna land that Comet Stone, expect a Crippling Volley to fall. There's a Crippling Volley. Now Ixu, can he blink away in time? Yes, he can at the last second, down to 15 life. Going to be successful, but damn, that was so close. But he's thankful that the skeleton's poison damage was removed right there, or in earlier patches. Were there even skeletons actually? Maybe there weren't. Maybe I was just expecting skeletons. No, I believe there were actually. He just got rid of them. But anyways, yeah, obviously would have killed him if there were. But yeah, good job, good attempt though from the Legion team. It's kind of funny. The second he finally pops out, figuring it's safe, he ends up getting initiated on. Well, that's why he was doing that. So sure enough, he might go back to his hiding spot and play it safe. Arrow coming out in the middle lane, not going to hit. A hook attempt right there from Devour to counter. That is also not going to hit, however. How was Devour doing with this, what's been a 2v1 for the most part? He's currently 11-3, compared to the Witchslayer, who's actually 16-5. So Seminju doing an excellent job on Witchslayer, managing against this 2v1 lane. He has had, of course, had some support from Valkyrie throwing in those arrows, and then Glacius coming over there time and time again. Not throwing out a Glacial Blast on a Wretched Hag, but she's going to, again, blink away before anything is followed up. Plague-Rider actually pointing on the bottom lane, and he's going to give support to this Wretched Hag now, guys. Wretched Hag is probably saying in advance, God damn it, I'm not going to add any farm right now. Help me, please. And, well, that's obviously should help him a little bit. Although now it is technically a tri-lane from KD Gaming down here. Now with Valkyrie still level 1. A level 1 Valkyrie. Ugh. She has been playing a roaming Valkyrie. Unfortunately, has not been able to set up any kills. Has not landed an arrow out of 3 or 4 attempts. And as a result, we're still stunned at 0. But this could be the Bloodlust kill right here on a Plague-Rider. She's going to dive forward and not putting Wretched Hag in a vulnerable spot. So yeah, Pyro Cook, knowing that he was dead right there, decides to just take the death and move on. So that's going to be the Bloodlust kill right there, just talking about it for KD Gaming. And sure enough, it went to Magic's on Forsaken Archer. So he increases his farm even that much more. And he is looking very impressive early on. And Vizrune used right there by Witchslayer, but a Ward of Revelation coming out of nowhere. There goes a Rot from onto Witchslayer from Devour. They're looking to take him out right here. Great Ward of Revelation right there to expose them and pick up the kill. In the meantime, also at the top lane, Madman takes out the level 1 Valkyrie between his stock and his barrel roll, so the level's definitely taking advantage up there. But just like that, a couple of kills responding by R4H, and now they're up 2-1 hero kills themselves. As did Devour get that kill himself. Yes, it looks like Mr. X, as I like to call him. Dr. X, whatever you want to call him. He got the kill. So, well played right there. Slither is definitely struggling in farm himself, though. Obviously, he is letting Devour getting the creep kills. But as you can see from his items, which is absolutely nothing, I think it's fair to say that he's struggling. Madman having a mana tube delivered to him. So he's going to be picking up the early sustainer. Guesses would be a Runed Axe. Millstone wouldn't be horrible. But with the farm that he's getting early on, I mean, Runed Axe definitely exponentially increase, of course. So why not? But Forsaken Archer remains the top farmer in the game, 360 gold per minute with that Bloodlust kill and a 40 and 18 creep score. Doing fantastic. Good spread of those wards by Slither, getting some scouting on. Devour taking some pressure right here from Witchslayer. Witchslayer, though, holding off on the Silver Bullet, obviously, and for very good reason. With the hit that level 1 Cadaver armor and good chunk of life still. Wretched Hag, how has she been doing since Plague is coming out? And 7 and 2 creep score for Ixu, so obviously hasn't been going extreme by any means, but picking it up a little bit. In the meantime, Devour actually was taken out by Witchslayer. There goes the Silver Bullet. So he landed another combination and sure enough got the kill. Well played. Yeah, Semiju's been doing an excellent job for the situation this game. Doing a very, very good job. The bottom lane, ultimate coming out from Forsaken Archer, actually going to finish off Plague Rod. A Wretched Hag, though, not going to be able to finish off Forsaken, and decides to blink away rather than blinking forward to finish her off. I mean, definitely would have been a risky move, but could have been very close to taking her out. I don't. She didn't have enough mana for a Sonar Scream, unfortunately. Wretched Hag, that is, so that's really what made him turn around. He is going to get initiated on here once again, though. There goes a double stun, getting just in range, and there's a kill on Ixu. Magic's picking up the kill once again. So that's frustrating for him. He had a chance to maybe kill Forsaken Archer, didn't. Arrow missing in the middle lane, by the way, just behind Devour. The Graveyard Stun was landed, but the arrow, unfortunately, not landing right there. But just like that, KD Gaming now has a 4-2 hero kill advantage in their favor. But obviously the storylines right now are the individual farms of the carry heroes. Forsaken Archer, by all means, he is dominating to say the least. 356 gold per minute, obviously 2 hero kills including the Bloodlust kill. Definitely assisting quite a bit with that, but also the top creep farm in the game at a 46 and 20 creep score because he pretty much has had free farming at this bottom lane, but vice versa. Madman, kind of the same story. You know, he's having a free farm at this top lane for the most part, and obviously the creep score reflecting that at 41 and 16, and of course a hero kill himself, but he's had 280 gold per minute. Tower kill happening for the Legion team at this bottom lane, only 9.5 minutes in or so. So very early tower push for them as well. For not even necessarily an aggressive tower push team. Devour hitting level 6. Oh, he's going to take a 5-second arrow right here. Don't see any follow-up, though. Doubt it's going to happen. Yeah, and he's going to be able to walk away. A solid arrow land right there, but Black, though, playing Valkyrie. Still level 3, though. That is a pretty big downside for this Legion team. Can't expect Valkyrie to be too much useful other than those 5-second arrows, which I mean obviously is a big factor. It's going to be there for just setting up kills pretty much throughout the majority of this game, it seems like. Because of the strategy in hand. Which Sarah's farm, again, that they keep going back to, it's been a very, very good farm, especially for the 1 vs 2 that he's had to deal with. I mean, again, he has had some support from Glacius and some from Valkyrie even, so it hasn't been technically a full-time 1 vs 2. But he has been doing a very good job, and we'll see right here, once again, applying the pressure. Out comes a Silver Bullet, not going to be enough for the kill, but again, it pressured him enough to force him to fall back and play very passive now. And get some regen going on with those bottle charges. Andromeda also coming here, so it's a 4-man squad push here from KD Gaming. They're going to look to go for the tower. Devour has a hook and ultimate combination ready, but it's going to be risky because you got to expect the support is going to come right away. Out comes the Aurora, so they will be spotted. There's a swap there on the Slither. They're starting to fall, so they're going to do a dive on the Slither. Nice hook right there from Devour, however, to save Slither from certain death right there. Well played on his part. And in the meantime, it looks like Andromeda actually getting picked off by the likes of Wretched Hag. So well played right there. Wretched Hag now running away, now turning around onto it. So there's a hook attempt, hooking on the back end. And a great hook once again by Dark Wanix. And that will be another hero kill. As that is not Mr. X. I completely apologize. I don't know what I'm thinking. Mr. X is from TSOG. Dark Wanix is from R4H. For some reason I thought that was Mr. X. But anyway, still a nice hook there on the back end. And a couple of back-to-back hooks for that matter. As that actually ties the hero kills now at 4 apiece, so again, not the most action-packed intensive game by any means here early on, but a little bit shocking at that. I mean, again, with both teams having a very aggressive gank style strategy, very roaming style strategy, as we've seen throughout this game, no doubt. To only have 8 hero kills total, now 12 plus minutes into the game, a little bit shocking, but definitely expect that to start picking up as we are entering the later early game phase now. as obviously those ultimates now coming out. Level 6s and all the little red booties at least being picked up by pretty much everyone. Madman, of course, finishing as sustainer. He's got to be pretty close to getting his ruined axe. I'm going to get with the continuous free farm he's had up there. Wouldn't be surprised. Although that might be his bolstering armband for his steam boots, I'm not sure. Ooh, a swap on him, Madman. He does stalk away, but the Comet Stun coming out right there. There goes Witchslayer to follow it up. Slither trying to counter right here, trying to save his teammate. Will it be enough pressure? There's a great shield placed on him as well. Gonna be enough to save him. That Toxicity taking Andromeda down right here. Nice deny right there from Witchslayer. But Devourer comes in with the assistance of Wretched Hag. Tries to get the Grievous enough. Not gonna happen. And all three players dying just like that. Wretched Hag, great support. What the hell is Devourer doing? He's going all out right here. He has a haste rune. He's actually gonna take a 3.5 second arrow stun, but Valkyrie, knowing better, turns around, tries to run away. She's going up against a haste rune Devourer, though. Can this hook land? It's a question. In the meantime, for second Archer pushes the tower, but here goes Devourer. He lands the hook on top of him with the rod, and Devourer's going to pick up the kill. Will unfortunately die to the tower, but he just kept on diving and ended up following the sequence and getting 4 hero kills throughout that team fight in total. So well played right there from R4H. I'm not necessarily sure if that huge dive right there from Devourer was completely worth it, but at least he got another kill out of it, increasing its cadaver armor, of course. But in the meantime, Forsaken Archer taking another tower kill, pushing that middle lane, and her farm is jumping up very, very fast. Now up to 461 plus gold per minute. You know, she has a Blessed Orb already, so she's going to be looking to pick up a very, very quick Geometer's Bane. And that's going to be something to keep in mind, of course, for R4H. As now Forsaken Archer actually pointing to the top lane, now level 11 as well. Dust coming out from Glacier, trying to guess it looks like, but unfortunately oh no, they did actually get the dust on Madman, quite the range. So he's dusted for another 2 seconds. That'll wear off right now, and he'll be fine going back in, of course. I don't see any Ward of Revelations, so they don't have that to look forward to. Will the help more to initiate is the question. They do have a Plague Guard ult. Yes, they do have a Plague Guard ultimate, so that's obviously can be an effective tool to use. They do not have Wretched Hag with them, although I expect her to port to the top lane, and that's when they probably are going to be going. Yeah, here comes a port in from Wretched Hag. Now expect either Hook to land or them to go in from behind. They're going to look to do just that. Devour coming from behind, cutting them off there. Looking to use the ultimate. Nice Hexo from Witchslayer. Out comes that Plague on her ultimate. There's a pretty good bounce right there. Going to be enough of a spread, but they get the kill on a Witchslayer. Now the chase is still on. Looking to take out Wretched Hag now with the combo stun. Not going to happen. Andromeda now getting turned around on. Devour is still alive with the rod ability activated. Taking out Forsaken Archer. Leap away from Valkyrie. Trying to survive here. She might not live though unless the hook. No, she is going to get out of range from that hook, and also obviously Andromeda was taken out as well. Glacius ends up walking away, picking up an illusion rune on the way, but he has to get out of there. So R4H stepping it up a little bit here. Great team fights, and they're making